All right, guys, listen. I need to send this link over to the mayor to give you guys a breaking um give you guys the update, current update on the water situation and what's going on. Again, I don't know. I didn't know up until I still don't know. So I'm going to be learning with you guys. If you would please, it's very important that you share this out so that this message gets around so that everybody's up to speed per from town hall as to what the situation is with the water emergency that took place in Andrews today. Again, please get on here, like, and share this out so that everybody can get the update first thing in the morning or right now as to what it is going on. So if you're looking for answers, here comes the mayor here in a second. Let me get this link sent over to him and we can get him up and let him tell you guys. And if you got any questions, please again share this out so we can get people in right now so they can get their questions and everything answered. All right, I think yep, I just sent the mayor the link. Again, I want to thank Miss Glisson for popping in tonight, holding it down for us, adding some expertise to the conversation on the fentanyl situation in Georgetown County, and I appreciate that. All right, so again, I'm waiting on the mayor to pop in, come in and tell us what's going on with the water situation, the water emergency. Again, I was told earlier before I came on air that there was a situation, but I had I didn't have any way of knowing what was going on. So again, the mayor will be on here shortly, and while I'm doing this, we can talk about this, the meals, pregame meals. Please go ahead and volunteer for a pregame meal, and this is a meal to feed the football team, varsity football team, prior to the games, home games and away games. So go ahead and sign up. You'll thank me later once that happens. Again, the mayor will be on here soon, very soon here. This is some breaking news. And I want you guys to get in here with your questions. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat. Um, your questions and concerns and again, Mayor Frank McClary will be up here with uh, any questions and answers that you may have concerning the situation with the water in Andrews, South Carolina tonight. I have the mayor coming on here shortly. As soon as he pops in, I'll let him get on. We don't have a lot to talk about. I'll let him go ahead and take care of that first, and then, um, anything else he want to share with you, he has the floor. Do do do. So let's give him a moment to come in here. Yeah, great conversation earlier tonight, man, concerning that thing that's the scourge of America right now, fentanyl. But it seems as if the folks that can stop that stuff from coming across the borders are not concerned about it. Even the ones who claim to be concerned about it. especially after you let a pedophile go back to Israel after being caught up in a sting this weekend in Las Vegas. Was able to fly out and go back over to Israel, just like Jeffrey Epstein did. And they trying to scrape it from the internet like it was just nothing. All right, let's see. Make sure he got that link. Does he have the right link? Where am I at? Do, 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 do. I'm sending that link through Facebook Messenger. Do, boom, 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 boom. And I'm gonna tell you straight up and down, like if I was your mayor, me personally, nah, I wouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be out there in that ditch. Um, One, because I'm not interested in plumbing and I'm not trying to figure it out. So that's one reason not to vote for me ever. And like my boy Tupac said, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Oh, at least 30 days beforehand. Hmm. Need that. All right, so guys, again, I'm waiting on the mayor to pop in here and tell us about what's going on with the water situation down there in Andrews, South Carolina. Mm, 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 mm. All right, guys. All right, so while we wait, I wanted to here's a story that I was just working on here a few minutes ago. Let me see what's going on here. Make sure we queued up here. But y'all check this out.
So our friend Mel, the executive, the village crazy lady who does good work, she says the executive director of Israel's National Cyber Directorate was arrested this week in Las Vegas in a child pedo ring sting. This guy works directly under Netanyahu, so of course he was allowed to go back to Israel. And so she links this stuff. So that's the guy. And here's the story. The Nevada Internet Crimes Against Children joint operations included detectives and agents from the ICAC, Task Force, blah, 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 blah. Those arrested were David Wanacott Yankee and Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, 38. They all face felony charges of luring a child with a computer for sex and were booked into the Henderson Detention Center. So let me see if I can go.
Wait, those aren't Muslims. I thought only the Muslims.
So that's him, executive director of Israel National Cyber Directorate, building national cyber. So he got caught up in a pedo thing in Las Vegas.
Wow, who saw that coming?
Who saw that coming? Let's see.
It was able to leave the country. Was allowed to leave the country.
Here's the story. Las Vegas, an undercover operation targeting child sex predators in the Las Vegas Valley over 2 weeks resulted in the arrest of 8 individuals, according to a release from the Las Vegas Metro. And there his name is. Isn't that something?
This man was here to talk to the NSA about. Okay, I got you. Email. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I got it. I've got it, and let me pull this up. So, all right, y'all. If you please go ahead and hit the like button, and what I'll do is because we got this big gap of space where it's just I'm not seeing anything. As soon as we do this, I'm gonna clip this out and run it. So I'm not gonna do much talking at all. Let me remove this. I'll start on this story some other time. Let me add this to the screen. Upload. Whoa. There it is right there. Boom. Okay. There it is right there. All right. So, yeah, that's the map. And then when the mayor comes on, he'll break that down for you guys. Got that loaded up. Let's see. It's just one page, or is it multiple pages? Let me see. Go back to my email. It's just one of one. Gotcha.
So this first guy, David Wanacott Yankee, treasurer of Imperial Royal Sovereign Court of the Desert. What?
Yeah.
What is that?
That looks like a NGO, actually.
Yeah, right?
All right, let's get to this. Take this guy off the screen. All right, there he is. Man, listen.
What's going on?
Pretty good, pretty good. I I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you get into this. I'm gonna pop myself off the screen and let you go ahead and kind of give the people but give the people an update on what's going on with the water system in Andrews right now. And what I'm gonna do is, because I'm gonna just let you talk, because I'm gonna cut that out and keep it as short as possible. Not you keep it as short as possible, but I'm gonna cut out what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna redistribute it. But
Yeah, just want to give them a quick update. You know, we've been out chasing this water line down for most of the day, which only affect the areas, and I'll talk to you, kind of get you oriented on the map. And so on the perimeter of this map, you'll see, again, this is really quick, just kind of give you a picture. So you'll see up on the north side of the map, there's an orange and purple line. So that orange and purple, there's 3 locations, one on the north, one to the east, and then south. And again, it has orange and purple. That outlines where our wells are. And so right now, the way the system is designed is that each of these wells should be able to supply water to the entire town. What has happened here as a part of this new construction that's going on, we've been out on Morgan with the contract's been out on Morgan for the last several months. And so if we, so these wells are important. So those are the wells. The other circles are just the water towers. That's your reservoir. That's where your water fills up, stored there, just in case you have a break. You know, you still won't lose water pressure. So these things are almost maxed out right now. The issue is you go down here to this 3x6 orange block that you see right here that's highlighted. That's where the issues are. So if you look from Main Street, which is the longest line through this checkered box, that's actually Morgan. So up Morgan from the top of Main Street in Morgan, where we're Little Caesar's Pizza, that's where that 8-inch line was being installed. On last Wednesday, they opened the valve on this line, and that's when the issues began. And so you're going from from a 6-inch line in many cases to now an 8-inch line, and then other areas you have smaller lines, 1.5 inches, and that kind of business. Well, that should not. I mean, I know if you have to be very careful opening the line, because again, so much pressure coming through now, a larger volume of water, and that will cause weaker lines like these old lines we have in the ground to burst and leak throughout. Not only that, it's also causing issues with the 6-inch lines. And so what was happening today? So what's happening right now, again, as I said, the well up north, which is well number 3 up there on County Line Road, typically runs at night. You come down south to the one on Tamarack, that well runs during the day. I think that's how that works. And so what has happened here? Well, we don't know. We believe as a part of the construction that's going on, they may have shut off a valve or two that won't allow water to flow from the up north County Line Road like it is designed to do, and supply water to this area that is, this 3x6 area. And so what happens when these wells rotate on the timing, again, when this well, sometime between 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, when that well in the south is off, no water is getting to this community right here. Again, it's in this orange checkered area, this 3x6. And so we have the contractors come back. We're looking for what's going on. So right now we're having to run the well here in Tamarack office design time again to make sure we get water to the folks, because when this thing's timer switch over, it's not coming from the north. And so we'll meet again with the contractors in the morning to see if we can find that valve. But right now, the little green box that's at the bottom part of this map, that's where the problem area was today. So that's a 6-inch line right in front of Thailand's Health. there's so many lines in there. There's their the 6-inch line. They also have their fire protection line, hydrant, sprinklers. All those things are in that area, and so that 6-inch line, I believe, from pressure separated. And so earlier today we had it. We put another valve on it to control that, and they blew that valve off. So we had to go through that process again, pump the water down, put another valve on it, and now it's braced. So in between that time, of course, we got to get the water off so the guys can operate. And so that's a fix for tonight. The water has been restored on the south side of town. That impacts the hotel again from Little Caesar Pizza back down to Myrtle Road, and then east to as far as Rosemary, and then all the streets in between. So that's what we were fighting today. And again, where you don't have, and again, we discovered we don't have any valves that will control and isolate the problem to fix this. So then you're having to do a lot of this under pressure. And kudos to the guys who were out there tonight doing that. I try to lend a hand and get out there and help, because they just don't have enough manpower. And as a result of all these leaks right now from this new line, we've had to delay the trash route, because I wanted everybody out there, and I wanted everybody on the ground trying to get to these leaks. And so that's the reason for the delay. We will resume the trash collection on Thursday and Friday. And so that's where we are right now. And hopefully folks will be up tonight to listen to what's going on. But this is the issue. Still not out of the water yet, no pun intended, because we have to find that valve. We cannot continue to operate like this. So even if that contractor have to open that road back up right there at the intersection of MLK and Morgan and Porter, because that's where those valves, there's about 4 or 5 valves in that one little area. And I'm not so sure that those valves and those lines were connected the way it's supposed to. So we'll continue to work that, and preferably we'll have this thing open and functioning properly here shortly. Now, as a result of this, again, we've been running these wells over time, and we've now there's so much pressure that's in there now. It's up to like 52 psi, which and I can't remember the calculation to what you're actually receiving through at your house, but it's very high, and that is not a good thing for weak pipes. Okay, so what I asked folks to do, to call those numbers. We still have that post we made a couple of days ago. Those numbers are still good. We also have the website and the Facebook page. Let us know if you, at the time that if your pressure drops, or if you find a leak that's going on, and these are not just your normal leaks. These things are splitting these pipes pretty badly. And so, and I was driving by today, just checking some of the work area, and drove by Tylen's and saw this going on, and that's what directed our attention over to this spot. So I say that to ask folks to just be vigilant. If you see something happening, it's not standing water from any rain, then you please call it in. Okay, so that's kind of where we are right now. But and hopefully it clears up things just a little bit. But we're not out of the water, yet with this area that's affected here. But we will we'll keep them informed. Now we may have to, and we're also doing some work on that well, and so we're working with the chlorine, having that part. Some repairs done there as well. So we may be out of water for a spell tomorrow. Perfectly not like anything today, but it's a tremendous amount of pressure, man. They would blow that 6-inch valve off of that line just like that. It's very dangerous, so we can't rush these guys. We have to do this very very carefully. So that's kind of where we are, and I appreciate you coming back on. I knew you was on earlier on the Real Talk, and I missed that, but we're out trying to get things back in order.
I got you. So what I'm hearing is, one, there may be some faulty installation. This is the new work that you're having this issue with, the new work that was just put in, right? This is not.
Well, it's like anything else, pressure
Yeah, and
Because yeah,
that's what I'm hearing is that
yeah,
as
that's
you
all it
build
is.
this system out, you're gonna have this problem because you putting new work on old work.
Yes, and you got to start somewhere. It's just that we anticipated some leaks, but nothing to this magnitude. And I believe that we could keep up with the leaks, kind of sort of. But what concerns me is not knowing where that valve that's isolated that 3x6 block that we just talked about. That's what troubles me some.
And somebody had a question. I don't know who this person is, but they were wondering. I mean, it was like, is the town looking for help?
Yeah, hey, Mr. Josh. Yeah, I mean, give us a call. So now, and we have some contractors coming tomorrow to help with the repairs, and I think we have the right boots on the ground. But certainly, give us a call, man, because we're not going to turn down any help.
All right, man. So that's it, guys. That's where we at with that. Again, I heard somebody was saying something about it, and again, those numbers. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the town's website, because guys, that's where you need to go at with the problems, not on Facebook. You know what I mean? That's not gonna bring you any closer to a solution.
Now the guys are out working hard to get this thing restored, but to keep up with the new construction.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right, sir. And right now we're in discovery learning. So the good thing, new lines. The tough part is it's overwhelming the old ones. And what we try to do is we have to prioritize where we're having the greatest loss of water across, the broader areas where we attack first. Yeah. So there are numbers on it to reach.
Right, which one is this? Is this from right here?
It's a day ago. It's just a trash schedule. That's just a trash schedule one. So there's two out there. One that has.
I got you. I see it right here. But anyway, guys, right here on the website, go to the website, get your updates. Let's see. Temporary interruptions.
I don't think that's August 15th.
Well,
to the 19th, so it sort of went up. I know a couple of days ago, but it's and it's on the Facebook page as well. That's probably where you'll see it.
Absolutely. So y'all head on over there, and you know what I mean. We're gonna work through this. So I appreciate you coming back on again. I'm gonna go ahead and get this clipped out right now, so I can just put that part out there, and that way they don't have to sit through all that dead air or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I real fast before you get out here. The one thing I want to I know you had some special things happening to you, and one of your babies this weekend. Tell us a little bit about this young lady centered in this photo right here, real fast.
Yeah. So obviously the young one in the middle, the short one, that's Jalen, and Jalen just graduated from the University of North Georgia, and I was commissioned second lieutenant. So I had the opportunity as a retired colonel, you go up and and actually administer the oath to her, and so great school. Matter of fact, the superintendent, which is Lieutenant General James Terry, was the last 3-star general I worked for before retiring, and then he happened. I didn't know where General Terry went to school, but he's actually an alumni of this university and came back to be the superintendent. So he knew her by first name basis, and he had a lot of wonderful things to say about her as a student, as a young lady, and very competitive. So we're very proud of her. she'll begin her basic officer leadership course in September down at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, as a military police officer. And then after that, I think there's about a 60-day window, and then I think they have her probably scheduled to go to another school. But after that period, she'll be at Fort Bragg at the I think with the 82nd MP Company, and she'll be doing what she loved to do, which is jump from aircraft. You see, as a cadet, she went to airborne school and air assault. You know, I was only lucky enough to get an airborne slot, but she far exceeded anything I did in college, and she's well respected there at school. And one of her sergeant majors, retired sergeant major, pulled me off to the side and was talking to me, and so the comments or compliments that came from him about her is really encouraging, because you know, officers will speak well of each other, but when you get to senior non-commissioned officer that see the leadership character in young cadets, you know, that tells me that she got the proper training to go out here and lead other Americans in tough situations. So very proud of her, and I appreciate the work you did to kind of pull all of her college and into one little 2 minutes and 10 2 minutes and 10-second video that went over very well with the people there. We got a chance, as just before we pinned her, we had an opportunity to play that video, and it's something special. I think she'll hang on to for a while, and so will I, of course. So that's my daughter there, Jalen.
No doubt.
She mountain climbs and scuba dive, all that. I think she did some scuba, but some kind of jumping off a cliff, things.
Yeah, I see one of the photos where she was like in
that's Australian rappelling. I've done that once, but not like that. So she's trained to do that. So she's in these elite clubs, which is, I think, Colombo, and it's one that you talked about in there, which was
the Scabbard and
beats me. I think it's but it's one of those special things, that special clubs, and that she just had to go through. She told me one of them, one guy was giving a really hard time, and she came close to breaking, but she didn't. And I told him, I said, that's the way it is. It's not going to be easy. But you study your craft, become the best leader you can, because you really, in these jobs, man, you really have people's lives in your hands. When you deploy and having to do some tough things in foreign land, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's an honor to serve, and so she's leading. She's leading from the front, man. So I'm very proud of her.
No
That's
doubt.
Jalen.
Yeah, and the path she's going is again a rock star on that campus, man. There was no problem finding no information about her.
And she's on a wall. They got her on
website,
she's on the wall, and all kind of crazy things. That's. And the thing is, I told him, I said, it wasn't anything I encouraged her to do, because I don't think that anyone should be pushed in the military. I think they all should go, at least for 2 years. Everybody, I think every American should go. It just builds character and all kind of, just make you a better person, develops you socially. And so it's a lot of great things that come out of it. But I did not push her to do this. And so now I tried to talk her to go to Benedict, but I'm glad she chose University of North Georgia, because the program there is a military, one of 6 military schools. Mm-hmm. And so they're thoroughly immersed, where you at a regular college, you have your leadership lab, and then you have, so you're not doing it every day. You're not being exposed to all of the, military-like conditions. But that's what the school offers. And so she's better prepared. Now, we worked hard back in the day. We're talking 40 years ago, but 40, maybe longer, when I was in school, and we were just a kind of different breed. And
but I don't want to get into that conference. I apologize. I think it's better, because some of these colleges are too liberal, you know what I mean? And it doesn't prepare you for leadership. I mean, it's like, you want to hug everybody, and everybody needs to, and I think you need that rigorous, that rigid.
You have to, because it's, I mean, as I told her, when you step on, into your unit, these troops expect you to know something. Now you're a brand new lieutenant coming out of Kabul, coming out of your basic course. You don't know everything you need to know to lead. And that's why our non-commissioned officer corps, and we, as a backbone of our service, they're there to help guide you through. But you have to do your work, because there is your responsibility, and what they do is different, because you're responsible for everything that happens or fail to happen. Bottom line, as an officer.
Man,
but you have to work very closely with your non-commissioned officers and your soldiers to make things, because those are the ones that are doing the heavy lifting.
And so, speaking of NCOs, man, I'm gonna put a pin in it right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a story about this NCO from 1781.
No,
non-commissioned officer.
That's right.
Fought fiercely. They had to listen. I'm convinced they came through my yard on the way to up to 96. Well, from 96, actually, they came from 96 down to Utah Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done some digging, man. Non-commissioned officer at that time. We always talk about in the 60s, man. Well, brother, to be able to forget the 60s, we ain't even in the 1800s. 1781, Thomas Carney, non-commissioned officer.
So you're doing your research on the Revolutionary War.
Ah, man, listen, I'm there, right there.
That's good,
because the brothers worked it out there. All right,
yeah.
That story is just gonna blow you away, man. I mean, had a fierce hand-to-hand bayonet battle right there at Utah Springs.
Okay,
where that battle changed it. From there, they went from that battle. That's when Yorktown happened. But man, fascinating story. Some of these unknown stories of we weren't just to help in a lot of these situations.
And it's good. It's good that you're doing that level of work, because with the South Carolina 250 commission that I serve on, it's a lot of these things that untold stories that wasn't captured in anybody's history book. And so there's a concerted effort right now to capture all aspects, all people that were part of the revolution. So we're coming up on our 250th anniversary. So part of that commemoration is, it's in every county has its own commission, and then the governor overall commission I serve on. And so we go around from county to county and see what they're putting together, because there's going to be one big celebration on January 2026. I think it's called South Carolina Day, and that'll be in Charleston. So a lot of things again to commemorate this period of our independence. And so then our task is to ensure that we capture things, African American,
Indian,
women,
there's a reservation up here in Allendale, the Yamasee Indians. They were very, very active during those times. And so yeah.
If you get a chance, you go to Rock Hill. I think it's the Catawba. Yes, that's a very active reservation, and they have a beautiful and I'll say museum. I don't know what they officially call it, but it is absolutely stunning, and so much great history. The young lady there that kind of manages thing there, just a wealth of knowledge. And so
I saw that on the SAT 250 page. Some of the images of you guys when y'all went up there and was going through that situation.
Camden has a great place there, a great site where battle took place there. We're going up to 96, I think, the next meeting. And typically what we do, we'll go there, have our required meeting, and then we will do a bus tour of the battle area where significant action took place, and again to bring all of this to light as a part of this 250th celebration.
No doubt. All right, so let me stop this here, man, so I can go ahead and load and get this other part cut out and
Yes, sir.
put back
I
up.
appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and catch some sleep because we have more work in the morning. We got to go back down to Thailand's and finish up there and a couple other spots. So, motor follow. Just tell them, we'll keep them informed. And the office will be open tomorrow to take calls and share whatever information, new developments. Okay.
All right, appreciate it, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Yep.